Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast. Podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem.
Cincinnati.
Why Cincinnati?
Oh, you started to pronounce Cincinnati wrong, so I was trying to save you by saying Cincinnati.
Well, there's just so much stuff going on. This might be the shortest episode of our repertoire.
It's possible. We shall see.
We have a 3-year-old roaming upstairs.
He is entertained by trains at the moment because an hour and a half of trying to put him down for a nap did not work.
Yeah, we tried. It usually works.
And boy has to make it through a Bockfest tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
So speaking of Bockfest, well, first of all, my name is Joe. This is Caroline. We are discussing... we're pre-gaming Bockfest. We're talking about all things Bockfest.
I think pre-gaming Bockfest is a terrible idea. It's fine, but it's a terrible idea. These are like 8% beers.
Well,
and then we're going to go drink 8% beers.
Not with 2 kids. I'm
going to dance.
I don't care. We're not drinking. We're not going to get slammered with 2 kids. So we are drinking Westside Brewing's
Westside.
Bock German style lager. It is 7.5% ABV, 20 IBUs. Do you want to read the description?
Sure. A hearty traditional German lager, perfect for winter. Our Bock is a chestnut brown lager, bursting with toasty malt flavors of baked breads and a hint of chocolate. Finishing full-bodied, it's the perfect beer for short days and cold nights. Now, the days are getting longer now, which is nice.
And it's definitely not cold out. It's like 60 degrees.
Yeah, I was sweating as we were leaving the grocery store because I put on a jacket before we left.
And I am not wearing a cardigan. So,
you are not.
So I guess...
What is this?
Oh
my goodness. This is
weird, yeah.
I get to see your elbows.
Yeah. I am wearing...
Scandalous.
So I am wearing my Bockfest 5K t-shirt. Mm-hmm. I have my medal over there. So we went to Bockfest yesterday.
With the children.
With the children. We decided to do the Bockfest 5K, which they changed the route.
Well, technically now it's like the Bock beer. It's the Bock beer 5K. It's not the Bockfest 5K anymore. It's the Bock beer 5K.
I thought they were just
I thought they were missaying it the whole time too.
I don't know.
I'm so confused. I mean, the last time we did it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
Julia was there.
Yeah, Julia was there. But
pretty sure.
Yeah, that was the last year we did it. We walked with Julia, but I don't remember when that was.
Yeah. So we used to do 5Ks all the time.
Mm-hmm. Frozen 5K, Mini Heart, or the Heart Mini 5K.
This is the first time we've brought the children to a 5K. I believe we brought them to the Little King's Mile. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Did we bring him to I don't think we've ever brought him to a Huda pole race because that one is long. So I don't think we've done that. I mean, I talked about bringing Lily to the Huda pole race in 2019 before she was born. And then I was like, yep, nope. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
We'll miss this one.
So you got the fancy stroller back.
I did get the fancy stroller back. But I severely underestimated how much adding 60 pounds of rolling would make life worse. So I did a really good time. My first mile was really awesome. And then I started realizing how much I was wearing down faster than I thought I was going to and how much my shoulders hurt. Because I couldn't pump my arms, I was pushing stroller with Lily in it. If I was smart, I would have been mean and had Joe push Lily in the umbrella stroller while I pushed Elliot. But it was girls versus boys. Spoilers, we won by 10 minutes.
Yeah. You ran, though, so I did not run.
Not as much as I wanted to, but I did run.
But that umbrella stroller is not very runner friendly.
Nope.
It's
That is
kind
why
of
I did not want it.
it's kind of it's seen better days too.
It has.
So
And our kids are getting too big for both of those strollers.
Lily looked huge in that stroller.
She did.
So
But she had fun.
we got through it. We kind of got hangry at the end.
We did. We're used to the Coney line being long, but it seemed like it was excessively long this year.
No, we stood in like two lines that weren't the Coney lines.
It was a line for a line for a line. It was very confusing.
It was.
And then frustrating because the second beer truck ran out of Bock beer.
Yeah, how do you run out of Bock beer, you guys?
I think it was because it was only a temporary beer truck. Because they said that those beer trucks were only going until like 12:30.
Well, they were also not pouring draft beer. They were pouring canned beer.
At
Of the
both
Bock.
trucks or just one truck?
Well, for sure, the one truck.
Yeah, the one truck was cans into cups. And I know in my flying pig group, someone said, that was so annoying that they put everything in a cup. Because normally I end up like taking a canned beer home that's not opened, which we have never done. But I was like, it's probably because they're in a Dora district, so they have to put it in the Dora cup because the cups weren't Bockfest cups; they were Dora cups.
Yeah,
Because we were on the banks.
we were in between the Red Stadium and I guess the Bengals Stadium. Yeah, so they had plenty of IPAs. They had
Yep.
the white IPA. I'm not going to say. I don't want to trash the fine people who sponsored Bockfest. But, so they had an IPA and a lager. So I guess the lager is appropriate if you're doing a Bockfest
I feel
race. Lagers are appropriate. I'm not going to give them crap for that. But come on, an IPA, really? You drank the IPA.
I thought it was a white wheat. Thought it was a wheat beer.
Thought it was a white IPA.
Maybe, I don't know. I enjoyed it just because I was like,
Maybe it's a
beer.
wit beer. Maybe I'm eating my words.
I feel like it was a wheat beer
Okay, fine.
because I would have gone for the lager if it had been an IPA. So, I don't know.
Still, a wit beer. That's not a Bock beer. That's like the opposite of a Bock beer.
Yeah. So we stayed in the Coney line for way too long. And we talked about getting out of the Coney line past the point of no return with the Coney line. Because at that point, both kids wanted conies. And if they did not get conies, it was going to be more miserable.
That's the other thing. We are used to eating our conies.
Yeah.
We are used to also standing in line and getting extra conies, which we got an extra coney.
We did get extra conies. But it wasn't like the excessive amount that we're used to getting.
And we're not used to sharing it with the kids either.
Yeah.
So we're used to eating the conies. So we're not as hangry. I think that was an issue. We tried to go to the Moerlein Lager House.
It was an hour, 45-minute wait.
And I didn't see any like food outside.
They do have food at the More to Go window, but it doesn't start until 1 p.m. or something like that. 1 or 2 p.m. because they have like you can get like half chicken and a bunch of other stuff for like $10. It's something stupid cheap.
Well, we weren't like there wasn't like a brat booth or a pretzel booth like at the old Bockfest hall. They had all those food booths.
Like we've only been to one Bockfest location, which has been the Lager House. And that's probably the only place we're going to go to today because that's all we're going to have time for at this point. But one of the things that I liked about Bockfest Hall was that in one spot you had the indoor space and then you had 2 tented spaces. So even though it was a ton of people generally floated between those spaces and there was lots of outdoor open space. Whereas this was kind of like, well, I'm going into a bar or I'm going into a restaurant. So there wasn't as much like hangout outside space and everybody was very locked in. And part of it was probably just because we were in that one strip of permanent Dora that they've got right next to the Red Stadium. And with all the people there, it felt really small.
No, that's not Bockfest though.
That's not necessarily Bockfest, but like I'm used to running from Bockfest Hall and then back to Bockfest Hall. And the course was nice because it was pretty flat and it was pretty straight.
It was definitely a lot flatter than the one through over the Rhine.
Yeah, but it felt more congested. Like I had a harder time. I think it was for like the first mile and a half or 2 miles of trying to get around people so I could keep up the pace that I wanted.
There was a lot of people there for sure.
There were, but it was everybody's running their own race, and I had to remind myself a lot in the first like 5-ish minutes of me going, because like we didn't start until like 3-ish minutes after the gun had gone off to say, hey, start, because we had to wait for the mass of people to go under the archway to start. But like, I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, I've only gone 0.6 of a mile. And the first runner is already running back towards us to return.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh,
It was a group of them. They were doing like a 5 or 4 minute mile.
It was less than a 5-minute mile. The first 2 runners were under 15 minutes. The first like 7 or 8 runners were all under 16 minutes. And it was just like, okay, bye.
So what Bock beers have we tried so far?
So West Side, because West Side.
This is more.
Oh no.
And you want
Morgan.
I pushed the wrong button.
You did. Cincinnati Liars by Grainworks.
That's a nice
Hi.
one. Uh-oh.
We've had the Flusbach.
Uh-oh.
What's up, little dude? Yeah. You don't want me to go upstairs with you? Okay, Vamp. I'll be back.
So Grainworks, and then we went to 13 Below as well. 13 Below. So yeah, we had that issue with the food. We kind of got hangry, so we decided to leave and go to 13 Below, which of course they have their permanent food truck. The Smoke Shack, I believe it's called. Yeah, so we went there and they had their Bock on draft, and we got a beer and we got food, and then we went home. So Bockfest is it's kind of an official festival. It kind of started off as this, we're just gonna drink beer in the winter sort of thing, and then it kind of grew into this thing that it is today. Bockfest is all about goats, which is why I'm wearing a T-shirt with a goat on it. That's why our pint glasses have goats on them as well.
Okay, get cozy, little dude.
Oh, and you might also see this. You might have also seen the parade, which had a bunch of people dressed as goats.
Mama, Dad.
Yeah, buddy.
It's that.
Yeah. Go lay on your bed, bud.
I think it's that.
Yeah, so we mentioned that this is going to be the shortest episode ever.
I think it's that.
Yeah.
I think it's
No, don't press the buttons, buddy.
I think it's
Yeah. The other thing that we wanted to say is that if you have time, we are going to be at the Christian Moerlein Lager House. We're actually going to do that right after this. Oh boy. So if you are in the area, come to the Christian Moerlein Lager House. Caroline will be in her traditional dirndl, and she will be dancing with the Cincinnati Donauschwaben Schuhplattlers. I will be wrangling 2 kids. There will be Bock beer and lots of German festivities as well. Because it's a German day.
According to the gnome, this is how our podcast is supposed to be.
This is how our podcast is supposed to be.
Yeah, per the gnome.
Am I even still in frame? No.
Yeah.
At least you can hear my voice. So with that, I am going to close us out. Oh boy. And hopefully we will see you at Bockfest at the Christian Moerlein Lager House. Caroline is dancing at 4:30 p.m. with the Cincinnati Donauschwaben Schuhplattlers. And we will see you there. And we will see you next time. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. And we'll see you later.